Today is March 11th, 2024. Yesterday, on the 10th, I was in Chili's in Belgium. Okay. As I walk in, people are walking out and acting like they're fans. Okay. Now, I know everything I have is bad. Okay. I was talking to this one officer online. I haven't even met him yet. It seems okay, but then sometimes he doesn't. Rough around the edges and a little bit too inappropriate, but in ways I like him, in ways I don't. I don't know. I haven't even met him yet. Just talked to him on the phone. Okay. He had went to work yesterday. He came home and his house was locked up. He said he doesn't lock his house, and it was all locked up tight. I hope the drug cartel did not get in there and put it up on cameras. Feds don't make that kind of mistake. Well, I drove down in between my two jobs, drove by the sheriffs. I know that they can hear me. I know I don't have to drive that far, but I did. It's like somebody, I don't want to freak him out, but somebody needs to check his house, make sure they didn't set up on cameras. Because it's a little odd. I start talking to somebody, and somebody who don't lock their house comes home from work and their house is locked up. Feds don't make that kind of mistake. And they wouldn't go in without a search warrant, and they would have to notify him. See what I mean? See what I mean? Why pull in Chile? Some guys are out. She drove by the sheriff's department. I set it up so they could hear her. She didn't have to drive down there. The ones that watch her said it's funny how she acts. Heard that they may have bugged a sheriff's house. Well, I have to find out. Someone find out. I don't want to freak him out. Who locked his house? Was he half asleep into it? Or did the cartel get it? Okay. I go in, other people are in there. I see her. It's not funny. We found out after we left her there what they did to her. Well, she wasn't supposed to say anything. Okay, what part? Well, he already told her. Let's say 5 to 900 bad guys. He told 5 to 900 bad guys. That agent told 500 to 900 bad guys. At Paymer's Church alone was over 300 that night. It was packed. Strange's Church had 2 to 300, and so did Blaylock's. So 900 at an average, 500 is a minimum. He told at least probably 900 bad guys. The people that were doing it, that I called the feds before he talked to me after the hotline. And he even told Apostolic Church of Barberton he knew I was being drug beat and raped. He didn't care because the strangers lie. And he was going to turn me back over to him. And he wasn't going to help me. He opened my case under fraud and stole the money from a rape victim that was being human trafficking. He was aiding and abetting kiddie porn of my little grandkids going potty because they admitted a shower scene in the other room, and they admitted they taped everyone in the bathroom. Okay? He also is aiding and abetting human trafficking of women, rape, attempted murder, sex trafficking videos, voyeurism, a sextortion scheme of photoshopping, and an extortion group of drugging people up and tell them to say stuff. An attempt to murder and human trafficking. He's aiding and abetting those crimes. Oh, I was on Google. An official got arrested for trying to take somebody's freedom of speech away. You go to jail for that. Takes a judge, and they're sequestered a grand jury. Oh, it was also up on Google, all these judges that went to jail for all different kinds of crimes. They are people just like us. They go to jail. Just like FBI. Can the FBI be arrested? Yes, they are regular people just like us. Police can arrest them. They are no higher than a regular police officer. They help and assist in cases. Okay? I may be one of the FBI informants. The police watch me. Okay? Sheriffs. All right. Now, other people got up and looked at me and said, "We see her, it's not funny." All right. I take my client and I go in to Target. The Racky pulls up. I turn around and I see. I go to walk in and people are complaining that Iraqi's out there watching her again. I know he is. I know he is. They dismember people, by the way. Did we all forget? Like they said in Hartville, these people would have already killed her if she didn't have people watching. Oh, also in Chili's in Belden, they said we need to be telling people that it's the drug cartel scamming people. They're running scams on people. That's what's going on. It's a drug cartel. Scamming, run scams on people. Well, my one friend I went out to eat with on January 13, 23. It's a drug scam from the drug dealers human trafficking people. It's a big drug scam. Okay, so we're going to go forward. People in Target we're all talking about different things too. I go over into Kohl's. Okay? People are talking. That agent didn't have enough authority to ask her to stay quiet. He already told 900 bad guys. Okay? Oh, another thing they said in Chili's, they said that they have John's confession that he set her up for Dave and stole their money. He already said it's not funny what's going on. They made fun of him. June 7th, 23. The sheriffs have a video of them mocking him. They need to arrest him. He opened my case under fraud and embezzled the money on purpose. Okay? Now we're going to go forward. People were walking around. He didn't have the authority to ask her to stay quiet. No, he didn't. It takes a sitting judge. Like I said, an official tried to take somebody's First Amendment right away. Their freedom of speech. They got arrested. They do. It takes a sitting judge to take your freedom of speech away in a grand jury or a sequestered jury. Okay? Some young teenage girls in Kohl's. I told you, nobody's to say a word to her. We found out it's some extortion group, and they did all kinds of sick stuff to her. It's see her. Don't you spread it around. It's some extortion group. They did all kinds of sick stuff to her to get stuff. That's who's doing this. Is some extortion group, and it's sick. What they did, you tell everybody not to say a word to her if they see her. These young teenagers. Okay? It is an extortion group. They were calling them an extortion group doing it to me in 21, 22. Okay? But that Iraqi was back last night. They dismember people while they're alive. The one place I work, there's a retired CIA agent. She said, we know about the Texas group. Do you know they dismember people? I said, I heard. She said, do you know they walk up and just shoot people in their cars? I said, I heard that one too. She said, do you know they've killed both CIA and FBI? She said they're very dangerous. I know they are. 2 coworkers have lost members to them. The Iraqis still follow me. People were complaining target. I pulled in, I got out with my client. He was watching me walking. Okay. If you guys forget, March 1st to 15 and 19, 6 to 10 at night, they call Dave and tell him it's just a real life case of how to get away with murder. She'll realize it. When you realize the only thing that they're doing is killing people in front of these idiots, and they're making up scams to get away with murder, and that's all they're doing. And it's an extortion group scamming people out of money, and that's it. And people are too stupid to turn them in. The right to privacy over your house. Nobody can be in your home. Nobody can. Oh, I found it on Google. You can't be hired to stalk somebody. Okay? You can't stalk someone. They can sue you. They can go to jail. They can't tap somebody's phone. Where the men on the other side of the duplex had a copy of my phone. Where they shot it up and they never came back right for Christmas of 18. With it being rival drug gangs, they probably did kill too. See where people think it's funny? Over 1,000 children were taken from Ohio by these bastards last year. They only got a handful back. Other people's babies. They took and killed them. While these people run around acting like jackasses, little babies are dying. Women, children, infants. Where do they think it's funny? Because they're running a big scam on me? And they did it in front of people and sold videos, and these people make fun of me because they did it in front of them? That's how mentally sick. Ed at the Oakland apartment, after they told him everything was drugged in Photoshop, he said, you know, I think the COVID virus damaged people's brains. They think things are funny that aren't. I actually think there's quite a few brain damaged people here in Ohio. I told you, I even found on Google, judges go to jail all the time. For any crime that they can find them doing, they go to jail. Including abuse of power. I told you, where they kept saying a judge was doing it up there. Oh, they were talking about that in Chili's and walking in. Everybody was told to stay out of it. It was a judge doing it. Why would you stay out of it instead of arresting? They pay you off. Because the law states he goes to jail. Get it? The law states he's a regular person. He goes to jail. Not above the law. They're underneath the microscope of the police, the feds, the prosecutor's office, the attorneys, and the public. Anybody daring enough to do crimes in front of people, they get arrested. Told you, these people were so daring, so arrogant. They were telling people they were there to protect me, and they were getting into the back of places. They don't have a badge, a police badge, not an FBI badge, a police badge. And if somebody shows up with an FBI badge, the police need to verify it, because they're $25 on Google. We're letting them in the back of places. Stalkers, drug cartel people, just lying to people. Let them in the back. They start verifying people. Okay? That's where, on the day of my divorce, they were so brazen that Alex, in a beard, telling everybody he was beat, or I only see him for a second. It's like, you look like that Alec or Alex. This is a guy that said he bashed my head in on 12/21/18. And that left his cow on Dave's dresser. Looked like him in a beard. Spit an image of him. It was him in a beard. Only seen him for a second. Made sure he was walking around Ludick. Told everybody they were friends. The investigators said they asked Ludick if he knew who he was. He didn't know who he was, but he seen him. He was laughing at him for being silly. They were framing Ludick. They first said Judge Stephen was doing it up there. And because when Ludick walked in, he didn't change out the name plaques on the desk. Called him Stephen for a long time. They said it's a judge over a divorce doing it. See, the police were to arrest a judge. He's a regular person. No man's above the law. Huh? They actually could prove that a judge would do it. They put him in jail. They're framing the Portage County judges. Okay? There was a couple big drug arrests in 17 and 18 from drug cartels mixed from Ravenna to Camp. The drug cartel where they said they were using me as a pawn for the fight over this area. They were also getting even with those judges. To make them look fair, unfair, corrupt, selling women and children, selling kiddie porn, having women drugged, beaten, raped. And they were framing the judges for their crimes. My God, they'd be horrible bastards. They'd be arrested. They are not above the law. See what I mean? They were framing them. And then when they found out, and they kept saying it's a judge over a divorce case. Then they said it was Ludick. And then he was having to do it. He's a magistrate. He's actually over the district. He's a district judge. The man sits up there and quotes scriptures. He ain't gonna play with no fool named Dave. He ain't gonna play with no fucking prostitute. He didn't know who that guy was with the beard. He was laughing at him. See, there's a good chance that Ludick never even met retired Judge P. Because I asked Cecily Mullins who he was. The judge that looks like Little White Santa Claus. I don't know. She's been an attorney a long time. She's almost Ludick's age. You got to think time you go to college, go to law school. Then you have your law practice before you're a judge. You have to be elected in. Usually about 50. That guy looks 60, 65. There's a good chance he never even met him. Because Cecily had looked like she was in her 40s. She didn't even know who he was. There's a good chance that retired Judge Pete that looks like a little white Santa Claus, Luke never even met him. People were talking about that. There's a good chance. Where he said he didn't know who he was. He didn't realize he was actually impersonating a retired judge. He thought he was just being silly. Uh-huh. And he didn't know who he was. Investigators showed up. They wanted a reliable witness. A judge seen that guy in a beard and a robe joking around. Also the cops. So did Seth. It's outside my courtroom. On 9/18/19, the day of my divorce, joking around, laughing at him for being silly. That was Alex in a beard. He was just laughing at him. They were framing that judge to the point they had that man in his disguise walking around acting silly, making him laugh, and then told people they were friends. They were after going after Ludick for him to go down for this. And it's just the Dark Hotel. They are that brazen. Like they said, those girls said, it's an extortion group doing it to her. You tell everybody when you see her out, nobody's to say a word to her. It's sick what they did to her. They human trafficked me. They crushed my skull in. I have a dent the size of a ball-peen hammer in the back. They tortured me. They human trafficked me. And they saw videos of it to children. And it's an extortion group. See, I went out with somebody January 13th, 23. It's a drug scam from the drug dealers, human trafficking people. It's a big drug scam. That's where Officer Mark, tall white guy with 50-ish, white hair, told a lady in Cole's parking lot real loud for everybody to hear that how not funny any of this is. That did her ex-husband defend her. And he said, yes, we taped him. Did anybody talk to her? He said, no. He said, then they really did frame her. He said, it's documented they framed her. Was it the Dark Hotel? And he said, yes, we seen him. So who framed me? The Dark Hotel. She said, none of this is funny. He said, I know. He said it's also documented it was a medication error that made her sick before. And it's documented that another woman was using her insurance. See, believe it or not, these drug cartel people are so fucking stupid. Some lady was on the phone. I want her to explain this da 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 da. What do you mean she's never talked? He said she's on the phone. What do you mean she's never talked to anyone? Then how? They were drugging her? Then they better take care of it. Duh. They've been bragging they were drugging me and telling me to say stuff in 18. Soon the case showed up, they thought they could fool the cops by where they were roofing me and making me sleepwalk. And I just wake up with bruises, throwing up, heart racing, and infected. Going to the doctor, I don't know what's wrong with it. And here they drugged me up and told me to say stuff, and they were doing it all summer long of 18. And this extortion group. They were human trafficking me under drugs. That agent was to arrest them for the mission of their crimes to him. Not make fun of a rape victim being scammed by the drug cartel. Oh, I played the tape of how that agent talked to me online. on the recorded line. People walked in Target. Nobody sang a word to her. We all heard how he talked to her. None of this is funny. The police need to arrest him. See, that's where at Chili's, some guy said they're supposed to have John taped, admitting he was in it with Dave and stole their money. I want to avoid recognition because if that's him, I'm going to take care of it. They need a arrest. They call him an idiot. He was a big idiot on the phone. And the badgering laws, obstruction of justice, tampering with evidence, tampering with witnesses is exactly what he did. I had those church people nailed, and they went in the feds and confessed. If you hire a stalker, you go to jail. If you admit you're stalking someone, you go to jail. And they can sue you. Where people say, you realize she could own these people. Oh, some people were talking. We've told these people not to say a word to her. She will own them. I can sue them for emotional and physical damages. Dave can't hire a stalker. It's a Fourth Amendment over the house. Just where even that agent can't ask me to stay quiet. Another official got arrested for trying to take someone's freedom of speech away. It takes a judge. Like a criminal attorney said, even people were talking, even a criminal attorney said that agent didn't have the authority to ask her to stay quiet. He didn't. I told him how he talked to me. He said, he can't talk to you that way. The police are to arrest him for badgering and for obstruction and tampering with witnesses and evidence. And then embezzlement. An accessory to kiddie porn, accessory to human trafficking women, attempted murder, kidnapping, drug charges. And what these people are facing, and they're so stupid, or so strung out on drugs, they don't realize that they're going to go to jail for this. It's not admissible. They actually have Terry's phone call. I didn't hang up, but the church has taken up $25,000 to have me murdered, and it was Keith Bishop, Strange, and Ron, because Ron wanted me dead because he's a serial killer trying to kill people. Making up the excuse that she was fake and she was sick. Huh? He wants her dead. You can't just go around killing people. They have that Dave hired 2 men to kill me for his girlfriend, and him and Jack had this plan since March. It's premeditated attempted murder. Huh? I want you to think about it. And that's where I keep telling you. When I called the FBI, I had them nailed. I had them nailed. Absolutely nailed. I called the hotline. I have 4 attempts on my life. 2 documented by the Perry police. Okay? Two witnesses of the other one. 2 witnesses of somebody impersonating me cost me a job. 3 witnesses out in the mall saying that it was them trying to kill me. Okay? I have them nailed. They're confessing to people it's them, and I have attempts documented. I have them nailed. Next morning, I can't wake up. Hardly. Rivers of tears running down my face. I kept saying I can't. I don't understand that one. Rivers of tears falling back to sleep. I can't wake up, wipe them off my face. I can't fall back to sleep. I had to stagger and hold onto the walls to go to the bathroom to try to get a drink out of the refrigerator in the kitchen. I had to hold onto the walls. Got falling back to sleep. Phone's ringing. Let it go to voicemail. Listen to it later. This is agent. Call me back. I can't. Second day, not much better. Third day. I'm sitting on the front porch. I'm holding my head. I feel like I'm drunk and I don't drink. What's wrong with me? It's a sign of, I Googled it. It's a sign of a roofie wearing off. When they're dating, drugging me up and telling me to say stuff. Got enough air in my face. Called one of my witnesses. Of course, I'll witness for you. I'm scared. It's getting darker and scarier the way she talks about it. Go out and get a card, put that agent's number, and I make an excuse to go down the mall, drop off the card. Go up to Apostolic Church of Barberton. Paul Paymer got in Dave's face. My God, I had an FBI agent in my office. He's right there. I walk off. How dare you bring the FBI up here with threats on her life? I walk off. Women come up. She's being drugged, beaten, raped. He said he didn't care. I have bruises all over me, throwing up, lost 18 pounds, and a severe personal infection. And I thought the well water was eating my skin and making me sick, washing it. And it's like, what's going on? I knew nothing. I go in and I sit down and they follow me. He knows she's being drugged, beaten, raped. He said he didn't care. If she was going to be faking she was sick before and thinking she got well while that family was grieving. He didn't care what they did to her. And he was going to turn her back over to him. Can you imagine an agent saying that? He told him he wasn't going to help me. This whole thing's been a fraud for him to steal from the government. Okay? Alright. Dave comes in, let's go. He punches me in the truck until I almost jumped out on the highway. And I almost jumped out. He was hitting me so much. And swerving the truck. I ran from him when I got home. And the next day I have to call that agent back. Okay? I told him someone told on me. He called me a lie. It was him. Dave told Danny he talked to him. They made fun of him June 7th, 23 for falling for the stun of the tapes before and mocked him Lighthouse Tabernacle. Katie's sister Jody and her friends publicly mocked him in Walmart 62 by the front path, and the sheriffs have them mock him. Okay? FBI agent John fell for the stun of tapes before. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent actually fell for stun of tapes before. You're kidding. Ha 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 ha. Stuff like that. Okay? I tell that agent. Some guy threatened to knife me. Calls me a liar. I tell him he tried to kidnap me before. Oh, come on now. Terry's seen him. I taped her with her permission. Now I want you to think about this. Even if a church person seen them, they would never back what they seen. I went to tell him Terry's seen him. When he said that, I didn't say a word. They would never back you even if they seen it, and they did it in front of a church person. Well, she did back me, and she did let me tape her with her permission. I know what's going on. They're trying to kill you because you were faking you were sick before. I'm like, I really was sick before. He's like, you liar. I already know that's why they're trying to kill you. It says it on a recorded line. I've talked to those church people. What did he just say? And I know why they're trying to kill you. I said he did try to kidnap me before. Was there a camera above that bench? I don't know. Either say you're lying or I'll put you in jail. I'm like, what? He said, no, I'll arrest you. Was there a camera above that bench or not? I don't know. They say you're lying, I'll put you in jail. It's like, fine, whatever. He let a serial killer go. Dismembered my co-worker Lori's family member. Went on to take my house manager's niece. He's part of the human traffickers. He dismembers people. He let him go. Okay? He's like, no, I want you to say you were faking you were sick before. I said I really was sick. I had 6 to 10 surgeries. My muscles locked up. I went to a bunch of crackpots. Falsely diagnosed me across the board, gave me the wrong medications, and I swelled from my feet to my brain. My heart got off. My thyroid, adrenal gland quit working, and I almost died. And they were even lying to the point they said I had brain tumors and my brain was swelling, but it wasn't. I didn't have tumors. They were wanting to take part of my brain out. Thank God another doctor told me it was the medication making me sick, and they were just ripping off my insurance, getting kickbacks from the drug companies. To get off the medication, you'll be fine. And it took me 9 months to slowly get well. As soon as I got off the medication, everything started working. The swelling started going down. And I learned to walk on numb feet. And it took me 9 months. I almost died because of those idiots. Medical malpractice and medication errors. Documented in 2002 and proven in 2003. And it took me 9 months to get well. In the middle of that arrogant man was speeding with his grandkid in the car, ran a stop sign into a semi and killed him and his grandson. I had nothing to do with. I was at home. And the minister made up a shitty lie 6 months later on me when he thought I caught his son in adultery. He said, oh, she was faking over the last 4 years. Bullshit. You know what I mean? Bullshit. Bullshit. Anybody would fall for that. It took me, the whole thing was like 4 years. It took me 9 months to get well. Okay? And the cops already know it was a medication error. Okay? And on top of it, I had someone else using my insurance, racking up all kinds of bills. Back then, you didn't have to show ID. You just had to call in your insurance card later. Probably one of Dave's girlfriends where he's cheating on me. Okay, let's go forward. I said I really was sick. He said, I've had that family in their office that lost their kid in that traffic accident 15 years before. Just picking out people to kill because they're evil. Okay? He said, and I've talked to all those church people. He said, they're trying to kill you because you were faking you were sick before. And I don't blame them. I said, I really was sick before. He's like, he said, I've talked to all those church people. I know that's why they're trying to kill you. And he said, I don't blame him. You need to realize what you've done. I said, I didn't do anything. I really was sick. He said, you either say it or I'll leave you there. I said, they've tried to kill me. So, then you say it. I said, they'll kill me. Then say it or I'll leave you there. I start begging for my life. Please don't let them kill me. Okay? Please don't let them kill me. Okay? Then say it or I'll leave you there. It's like, fine, just don't let him kill me. He starts laughing at me. He told 500 to 900 bad guys. He told the bad guys. He didn't tell Joe Schmoes. He told the bad guys. Okay? He's like, why would that be? I help a person like you. They're going to try to kill me, so. They've tried to kill me, so. The other guy yells out, well, we could use Pete's tape of weird with yourself. The shower scene in the other room they photoshopped. And Pete's actually Alex. In a beard, the stripper's brother scamming him. Is that stupid? I don't even know who he is. I said, what are you talking about? And then they yell out Pete something else. I've never talked to him. He's like, stop. She doesn't know. Where I had bruises I couldn't explain, throwing up, dizzy, heart racing, almost passing out. Either waking up with injection marks or getting sick on Diet Coke. Had a 2-liter. They were roofing the hell out of me. I'd never seen these people and I never talked to them. And I thought sexual predators were preying on me like that, and that federal police officer making fun of me like that. Making fun of a rape victim being scammed by the cartel. They need to arrest him. He said, I bet you're going to say you didn't know about some doctor either, da-da-da-da. Well, now that's another drug cartel person. I didn't know. I thought, well, maybe it's that one of those ladies' bills where she was running up stuff on my insurance. I was trying to, I couldn't even think. He was yelling at me so bad, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he starts laughing. Stop, she don't know. Give me a real reason. Well, my brother-in-law was CIA. I describe it. Well, I can take you somewhere and leave you, has no money. Okay? Dave told Danny he talked to him at that church. He already confessed he talked to everybody. Okay? He offers to take me somewhere and leave me with no money. I don't have any money to start. He offers to, if I get information on Dave and the churches, he opened an informant program, $5,000 a month. Okay? Life of peace as an informant, nothing legally stated, dated against you again, and only for you would we ever do this for. We'll always put it back as if it never happened, and only for you. Even when you tell someone and you have that money to live on. But if you try to tell someone, I'll let you crazy and no one will help you. Well, I told someone from the Stark County Prosecutor's Office, he laughed, I cried. That agent can't talk to you like that, and the police know they can't go along with it. He don't have the authority to ask you to stay quiet. It takes a judge and a sequestered or grand jury. He's only a higher police officer. And he cannot bully you into false statements, and the police know that. So did a criminal attorney. So did other police in different areas. He can't do any of this. He opened that account, and he embezzled my money. There's been all kinds of witnesses coming forward that they know, and then they have his confession, December 14th, 23. McDonald's walking out, confessing he was in it with Dave, and he took my money. In his own words, 4:45 p.m. The police that were watching me that day taped that agent admitting he was in it with Dave and he stole my money. They need to arrest him. I'm going to upload this.